Absolutely, positively. Welcome to everyone who's been patiently waiting. As I said earlier, we are having a little bit of technical difficulties, and if it continues, I'm just going to be transparent. I was trying to. Somebody asked me, could I show them the house, and I was trying to show a picture of the house, but I guess the picture I took is too light, so it's not allowing me the opportunity to really share that with you. And so I don't really like things to be um, confused. How about that? That's the word we'll use right now. So I'm inviting you to, yep, I'll take that jacket. Yeah, that jacket is better than having on this heavy one because that's the wool sweater. So y'all seen a little bit of behind the scenes of what happens when you're in a cold office and you thought that the temperature would be better, but it's not. So those of you that are watching us live on YouTube, if you want to join the live conversation, you want to come over to Zoom. You want to come over to Zoom with us. Welcome to all of you that are in the chat room, all of you that are here in the chat room. We welcome you and invite you and thank you for spending some time with us here on today on the Thursday Night Thought. Again, I am Dr. Marian, Sister of Four. You are watching the Thursday Thought. And our program today is simply tonight all about figuring out how you can mind your money. And I just want to take that away. Can we take it away? Can we get rid of it? Because it's really causing me a challenge. Yeah, if you could just take it completely away. I don't care if they see the green grain. All right, so tonight, here's what I want to talk about so I can be right here with you and we can be in the same conversation. I want you to mind your money. How do you mind your money? But you ever hear that song, I got my money on my mind and my mind on my money? Absolutely, positively. That's what we're talking about here on the Thursday Thought. One of the things I wanted to also invite you to do is like and share this out. Like and share this out. I'm about transparency. I'm about serving. If you want to join us live and be able to get your questions answered and get your feedback immediately, then I encourage you strongly to go ahead and go over to bit.ly/Thurs THURS live. Go over there and find yourself in the space. Absolutely, positively, so it is. So we're going to be talking tonight, and I want you to understand that for tonight, our conversation is all about you. I'm a lifestyle, intuitive, holistic prosperity alchemist. My focus is solely about getting you to have that holistic lifestyle, that lifestyle that leads you into conversations, leads you into positions, leads you into prosperity on every level of your life. That means your emotional and your mental wellness. That means your social, personal relationships. We're talking about your money. We're talking about your vocation, your career, or your business. We're talking about the opportunity for you to be able to streamline all of the chaos that you have found yourself experiencing in order to have a higher and greater experience. So again, that's what we're talking about tonight on the Thursday Thought. I welcome all of you that are joining me here on tonight. I am so honored you could be here. And so some of you are kind of getting a behind the scene look because tonight we had a little challenge with getting the screen to do exactly what it's about. And I was doing that more for you than me because the content doesn't change. The content does not change, but definitely I did not want there to be any distraction. So if you got my message, if you got my word, make sure you go and you get your pencil, your pad, your notebook, and tell 5 friends. Go tag 5 friends right now. You know, we do the number 5 for the Fab Five. And what that's going to do is it's going to put you into a community right away where you can be held accountable outside of this group, where you can be held accountable outside of this group, outside of tonight, right here. I also want to invite you to mark your calendars for June 16th. That is June 16th. That is Tuesday, June 16th, for the return of the Thursday Night Thought. For the return of the Thursday Night Thought, AKA Voices of Mastery. That's where I go and I pull in individuals, some of the voices of mastery from all over, the prolific voices of mastery, y'all. I mean, we've had people on this. We had Ed Blanc, Sharon Jamison, Vaughn Says. We had Daniel Amos. We had Sahar Nihal. So we have all these people coming and they're talking to you. And guess how much it costs? Absolutely nothing for you to be in the room. It costs absolutely nothing except for your time, space, and opportunity. Wow. Yeah, just keep going because I want to fix it if we can. So tonight, I want to make sure you have those days down. I also want to ask you to pinpoint your markings so that you'll be able to join us in October for the return of Exponential Live. We're going to shoot for the end of October for an opportunity for us to come together and have that marvelous event, that impactful event, that experiential event that people talk about all the time. They talk about how they can get started in their lives and how they begin to have a different perspective. And that's going to be in October of 2020. So that is the EX2 Live, Exponential You Live. Oh boy. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you all for coming in. Thank you all for watching. Please like and share it out with other friends. Tell us what city and state you are calling us from, no matter what venue you're on, YouTube, Periscope, or Facebook. You can also add your time. Plus, where you're from, their city and state. Yeah, I still look orange. So thank you so much for being here. Tonight, let's get started because we only have a few minutes left and we're already behind. So we're going to go a little past 8:30 tonight because what I have to share with you tonight is something that is truly, truly, truly instrumental in your development as it relates to minding your money. And one of the things I want you to think about tonight is what right now on your notebook, what does it look like for you when you hear the word money? What does it sound like? What does it feel like? And what does it look like you when you hear the word millionaire, when you hear the word money, when you hear the word savings, when you hear the word wealthy or rich, what type of feelings, emotions, and thoughts do you get in your mind? And what type of things begin to resonate with you? Who comes into your face when I say the word rich or wealthy, or when we talk about being able to have richness? Does it come to your mind that maybe being wealthy and rich and being able to have money is a fantasy? It's something that is outside of who you are and unavailable to you. If that's what you're getting, then we want to start this all over again, because tonight on the Thursday Thought, I'm going to show you how you can begin to experience money the way it was created to be, which is foreign exchange. It was never designed for us to sit into spaces and not be able to have conversations and have the basic comforts. What happens is we're going to find out tonight that many of us believe that the ideal of getting rich or the ideal of having riches in our lives is a complete fantasy. Now, back up, pause, and hold it. I really want you to type right now some words that came to your mind, some ideas, some people that came to your mind when you heard the word rich or wealthy. I want you to realize that in order for you to begin to move into a level of a mindset that allows you to grow and expand and experience riches in your life, then you're going to have to begin to examine how you feel about the word wealth, money, riches, comfort, security, finances. If any of those words, overflow, right? Financial abundance, prosperity. If any of those words are causing you discomfort, we need to address them so that we can get past that so that you can receive what I'm going to give you on tonight. Thanks again for joining us tonight here on the Thursday Thought. I am Dr. Marian, Sister of Ford, and owner and operator and founder of the Exponential Existence. We are a personal development and self-mastery company located here in Arizona, and we are serving thousands across the globe to help them to retool, repurpose, and rethink their habits, their behaviors, and their beliefs so they can create a lifestyle that brings about rewarding, reciprocating relationships, that it brings about financial security, and an increased spiritual awareness and activation. Absolutely, positively, that's what we're about here. And tonight on the Thursday Thought, which is one of our signature programs, we're actually on episode 397 of the Thursday Thought. And this tonight, I was thinking as I was talking to a mentee on, I think it was Monday night, I was talking to a mentee in her private session. She's a mentee, but she's also doing some additional support. And one of the things she said to me was, she said, I just don't get this money thing. I don't know why I just can't go beyond where I am right now. And the result of that became that I had to realize that there was something that was preventing her. So we spent some time to ask her, well, how much money do you want to make in your business? And she said, well, I'm still trying to get to six figures. I'm not even I'm making five figures. I'm only making five figures. And I said, well, how long have you been in business? And she began to talk to me about that. And then I had another client, he called me and he talked to me about this idea of why he keeps getting stuck. And for some of y'all, this conversation may not be one that you can stomach, because in your thoughts, you're either saying, I got this, I know how to do that. Or you're saying, oh, she's about to try to sell me something. I'm not going to sell you anything tonight except for yourself. Did you hear what I said? I'm not selling you anything tonight except for the best parts of who you are and where you are going to be excelling to. Absolutely, positively, so it is. Yeah, I can't keep it. It's too much. All right, so let's think about that. What are you feeling? What are you feeling? What came to your mind when I started telling you about how you're going to be able to have money and how my clients were struggling? And these are successful people. Can I tell you that I've talked to people who are multi-millionaires? They still talk about having paradigms as it relates to self-confidence, as it relates to being able to handle their finances, as it relates to being able to streamline their lifestyle in such a way that allows them to grow and reach the maximum potential. Most of that comes because even though they were able to produce the money, some of them never really dove deep into their minds. And you probably are saying there's no way they would do that because they're successful. They have monetary and physical wealth, but they never release the riches of their mind. They never allowed that to become true fertile ground that allows them to be able to embrace, accept, and process what it means to have a physical abundance. That means you also on the inside have to have an acceptance and an agreement that it's okay to have that physical abundance. See, most of us, when we started talking about that and looking at it, one of the things we have to remember is that when we are diving into conversations about wealth and money, it's not a fantasy. Oh, remember Fantasy Island? That was another one. Being rich is not a fantasy. Being rich is a state of mind. It is a result of actions. It is a statement. It is a process that you develop to accept it holistically. Riches and wealth, sure, you can have a lot of money. But many of the reasons why most of us never get to that ideal of wealth or being rich is because for so long, we don't consider it a possibility. We think that it's all up to everyone else. We think that we're the only ones that it doesn't apply to. There's only this very small slither of people. And matter of fact, just today, I saw a conversation on social media that was saying the exact same thing. It was saying the exact same thing. Why is it that only a small slice of the population of people are able to get wealthy while the rest of us are just working, working, working? That's an untrue statement. That's a conversation that has allowed us to not understand a system of economics, which really simply means an exchange of goods and services. In order to have an economy, you got to have an exchange of goods and services. Okay. So when we are not considering the possibility of having which, we become convinced to just be satisfied with where we are. We become convinced to just do what everyone tells us to do. We become convinced to do just enough to get ahead and maybe a little bit more. So we get that side hustle. We take on the overtime. We sell the objects. We collect the cans. We scrimp, penny save, and we just do what we can do to get by. And I'm going to talk about that lifestyle in a little bit. But I want to set the premise, because if I don't put the premise out here now, you're going to think I'm joking with you, right? But it really is for sure. Okay. So we understand that there is a possibility. We usually don't think there's a possibility. We believe that we have to be satisfied by where we are. Otherwise, we're ungrateful. How many of you have ever been thought about that? That if you keep talking about the fact you want to be wealthy or that you want to be rich, some kind of way we don't have gratitude for what we've been given. Just say that's me if that's you. Anywhere platform you're on, just type the word me. Type the word me. But really, what it is that many of us don't even know anything about money. We don't know what money is. We don't know how it's created and how to get it. And we definitely don't know how to multiply it or expand it or increase it. So one of the things I found out, like as I traveled, I realized everybody wants to come to America. Remember that movie Coming to America? Everyone thought that when you came to America, you were this wealthy, rich person, that we're the richest country in the one of the richest countries in the world. But how about this? Most of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Most of Americans don't have, now they say you need to have $1,000 in case of an emergency. We just found out that a lot of Americans didn't have that in the bank. We also understand that most Americans are incapable of fully understanding how to generate cash beyond trading their time for money. We don't understand the system that allows us to create an economy where we can sail and experience holistic prosperity in our lives. Because, see, simply when we're in school, they teach us how to recognize the coins, how to recognize the dollar bills. They might even teach us how to balance a checkbook. They may even talk about bartering and exchanges of services in our history classes or economic classes, but they never get into the meat of what is actually happening. They never get into the conversations where we can figure out, where do we get the money? How do we create the money? How do we stimulate our own economy so we can stop to being dependent upon a paycheck? And if you have a paycheck and you're enjoying what you're doing, that's great. But I advise you to go back and listen to my video on Saturday. Paychecks are great. Don't ever give it up. Don't ever give it up. Create a few, earn a few, enjoy them. Please understand that. Everybody has to work at some time to exchange their time to get money. All of us have done it. Okay, so don't ever think that's a bad thing. When people talk that crap online about, oh, you need to fire your job, fire your boss. Don't fire your boss until you can be your own boss, and then figure out a way for you not to work like you were working for your boss. I'm gonna say that again. Do not fire your boss until you are able to become your own boss, and then begin to become the bosses of others so that you don't have to work as hard as you did for your previous boss. And I'm saying the word boss because it's quick to get it out, right? Okay. So then the question becomes, where do we get this information from? How do we get this idea that money is the root of evil, that money is not available to us, that it's hard to get money, only certain group of people can have money? All the things that all the excuses that we give. But the real reason is we just don't understand money. We don't understand what it takes to have it. I told you earlier, a lot of wealthy people have it. We've heard things like money won't make you happy. We've heard that, well, how about this? Money won't make you unhappy. But we yet still pursue it. We never turn down our paychecks. We never turn down, we don't turn down other opportunities to get cash or investment returns. So there's a dichotomy, there's a conflict that's going on. Okay, so we do like money. We do enjoy money. We see the purpose of money. Money will be able for you to get the things that are going to support you and help you thrive and survive. To get your food, water, shelter, and safety, you got to have cash or credit. Okay, so where do we get this advice? Where does this information come from? It comes from our family. It comes from society. It comes from our school systems. They're telling us that this is the box. You go to school, be good, behave, conform, do what's right. Maybe you were lucky and had a little bit of a stop class, maybe in 8th or 9th grade economics. But at the end of the day, the conversation is always becoming a contributing citizen by going to work, making a paycheck, paying your taxes, buying the house, buying the car, having credit cards, having children. That's what it's about. Maybe donating some of that into a place, right? So if we're going to do that, that's fine, and that's all beautiful. But how, we're back to that conversation. How do we have riches? Well, you have riches because you got to know where you're getting your advice from. Because see, your family, your friends gonna tell you crazy when you decide to try to look at your money and figure out how you're barely making it on your paychecks now, but you're gonna begin to look at it in a different way. You're gonna begin to say to yourself, I'm not gonna listen to those people that are telling me that I'm crazy, that I'm out of my mind, because you understand that getting rich is not only possible, but it is your birthright. It is your reality. It is your choice. It is where you should be. Richness is more than just having monetary physical things. Richness is having, like I said, reciprocating relationships on every level of your life. Being able to have optimal level physical health. Being able to have increased activation and awareness of your spirituality. Being able to have a vocation, a business, or a career that you truly love and enjoy. Being able to be emotionally and mentally well. Those 6 structures, right? And we are talking about money right now. So, those 6 life structures will allow you to take a seat in life and rest comfortably. Well, how do you do that, Marion? Well, you start that by understanding that riches and wealth is not just set up for only a few people. It requires you to take a journey outside of your comfort zone and get in there and figure out how to get to that road. And then the best map is already inside of your head, because that's where all your knowledge is. That's where your experience is. That's where your skills are stored. So if you can get the mastery of this mind, if you can mind your mind, then you can mind your money. You'll see that your money, even in the amounts that it is right now, you'll be able to multiply it. Remember, I said we don't know how to multiply. Not only do we not know where it comes from and how to use it and what its purpose is, we often don't understand how to multiply it. And let me stop you now, because I always get on my friends and I get on my clients when they start talking to me about circulation. So I had somebody ask me to be part of a group, which I'm always joining groups. But don't send me no group requests, because I'm a scrutinizer, right? We had this thing where they were like, oh, hey, remember that $100? Here's $100. I call it the Sunday month, Sunday, 4 Sunday rotation. So first Sunday, you give me $100. Second Sunday, I give you $100. Third Sunday, we give another person $100. Fourth Sunday, we give somebody $100. And it just keeps rotating. We never add to the $100. We just keep passing that money over and over and over. That same $100 just keeps coming back, keeps coming back. When I was a girl, we used to write messages on dollar bills and money, so that when it began to show up, right? When we began to show up, we could see, right? We could see if that money could circulate back to us, because we understood the law of circulation. We were curious children. We were interested to see if we get it. So you have to start understanding that when you have to unlearn everything, because what you have is already here. In order to mind your money, in order to multiply your money, you need to be able to mind your mind. What thoughts come in there? What images are you putting before you? How are you prioritizing the things that you say you really want to do? Money, I will tell you this. If you're a miserable person, you can make money and you're still going to be miserable. I want to get that in there, right? Because that's the one thing that people usually say to me when I start talking about money. If you are super devout, spiritually, driven person, you will be that same spiritually driven, devout person when you get money. And matter of fact, you're probably going to be able to do more. You won't be giving your widow's mite, you'll be giving your super mite. We're almost done. Because I'm not gonna overwhelm you tonight, because I just want you to make sure you understand that. So we all choose to have financial freedom, but I want you to understand you can't have financial freedom. You can't get into a lifestyle of 6 figures. You won't get into a lifestyle of 7 figures, 8 figures, 10 figures until you figure out how to use what's in your mind and retrain your mind. Remember, I said we help people rethink, repurpose, and retool. their thoughts, behaviors, and beliefs in such a way that they can begin to have a lifestyle of holistic prosperity. Absolutely, positively. So this is two parts, and then we're almost done. I want to break it down for you. So financial freedom is in two parts. It's a mental part, and then there's a mechanical part. There's a mental part, and there's an action part. There's a mental part, and then there's an action part. Write that down. The mental part is you beginning to change your understanding of what it means to have money. To stop saying the things like money burns a hole in my pocket, or I can't keep money. I never have enough money. I even stopped singing songs that said things like I got more month than the money. Those are true situations and circumstances that people experience every day. So we're not ignoring them, and we're not minimizing them, and we're definitely not judging. But in order for you to get past where you are right now, what I call paycheck poverty, going from paycheck to paycheck or just getting to a paycheck and hoping that you got another paycheck coming to get you through. It begins in your mind. It begins with you readjusting the conversations you allow people to have with you, the expectations you allow people to bring to you for your value, for your worth. You don't allow other people to dictate what's a priority for you. Is it really important to buy something that is one half of your paycheck versus taking half of that and buying something else that looks just as nice? Now, listen, this might get in your closet. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm going to tell you what I know about mindset. Saying, you've heard it millions of times. Change your mind, you'll get a different result. Change your actions, you get a different result. Preferably the result that you desire to have. And for most of us, that is to have more financial freedom, but it begins in your mind. You have to see it. You have to speak it. You have to start visualizing. You have to start having conversations. You got to stop claiming victimhood. You got to start speaking it and seeing it and knowing that it's there and available for you, and get into action to bring you closer. You're listening to the Thursday Thought. I am Marian's sister, a fool of exponential existence, and I'm asking you to begin to mind your mind so you can mind your money. You have to begin to ask yourself mentally, where am I spending my money? Know your money. Know your money. How much money do I actually bring home? How much money am I giving away to, Aflac and my insurance and my 401k or my annuity? You got to look and see what things are you doing with your money. How many times do I eat out at a restaurant versus packing my lunch? How many times do I begin to experience things prematurely before I've actually developed? Because I've had people say to me, oh, well, I just made $1,000. So I'm going to go treat myself and go buy me a Louis Vuitton bag for $900. What about reinvesting? What about buy yourself something smaller until you get there? Right? Use your mind to release all the messaging. Most of us grew up poor or middle class. There was a certain conversation that we had with our parents. There were certain conversations that happened in our communities. But there were very few communities that told us how to break the cycle. We were told to go to work, be good, make the money, buy a house, buy a car, get some credit cards, look nice, donate to charity. You think the wealthy don't do the same thing? They just have a different result because it's viewed from a different perspective. The mind, they're assessing their skills, they're assessing where they are, they're assessing what's happening with them, they're assessing where they want to be, they're choosing and prioritizing, they're ascribing value to things. And that doesn't mean that you ignore your family or the people you love. What it means is that you say, if I want to provide this type of lifestyle for myself and my family, there are certain things I need to put in place. Life insurance, Thank you. I apologize for that. I don't know what we got. Hey, thank you all for joining us on today. If we're going to dive deep, if we're going to begin a conversation that becomes more in a position of us truly minding our money, it also requires us to change the way we think about people. You can't want wealth and riches and look at wealthy and rich people, successful people financially and socially and relationally, and then begin to talk about them as if they're some violent, even person. No, no, no. You have to position yourself to regain your money. I used to have a saying, a t-shirt that I sold. I maybe have to put it back on. It says, my money, more money is my money. More, remember that thing, more money, more money, more money? No. My money is mind money. My money plus mind money is more money. You take what you have and you shift. This is the wealthiest place to begin to have wealth in abundance. This is the wealthiest place that begin to have wealth in abundance. It starts right here, right now with you. It starts with you knowing how to do the math. My money plus my mind money will give me more money. It's about exchanges. It's about trusting it. It's about doing what has to be done. And many of us are not willing to do that because we want it to come right here, right now. So we more money is going to bring about this opportunity. The time you spend, not anyone outside of you. Yes, we can stimulate you, we can empower you, we can remind you, but I need you to know where you are with your money. I need you to know where you are wanting to go with your money. And that brings me to our conversation as we wrap it up. I have a process that I want you to share with you, that I want to share with you. It's a proven process. And I do it in a mentorship program. And if you go here and you sign up, how you can get started, you can get started by signing up right now tonight for only $97. It's $997, but you sign up for $97, it will lock you in. We're going to start on June 8th. We're going to walk you through the mindset necessary for you to begin to have the wealth and fill in the gaps. A lot of us, a mentor has already been where you are. I know what it's like to live paycheck to paycheck. I know what it's like to experience time and energy in spaces and places that are not the best. I know what it's like to want to experience things, but you can't because you have to hold on to that. because it has a lower priority when in relationship to where you are right now. So minding your money means minding your mind. What thoughts, what processes, what habits, what beliefs do you have that are preventing you from getting into action to have your money? That's what we're going to talk about. So go over to this one. It's going to ask you for putting your information, going to be $97. You're going to start working with me and you're going to be with me for 8 weeks. And we're going to talk about the mindset and we're going to show you by week 2 how to make some extra cash. Because if you don't increase the income you have right now, then it's for naught. I'm going to show you how to get your investment back by week 2. By week 2, I have people that have proven it and done it. I had someone in my mentorship program that by the end of that first week had already made almost $1,200. Yep. Another person made $500 within that first weekend of me giving them the assignment, first week of me giving them the assignment. Because it's not about what you normally do. It's about stepping outside of that box, stepping outside of that energy, that communications that we're having that are limiting us and not allowing us to mind our minds. Absolutely positively so it is. Thank you all who have all been here with me on today. We do apologize for the technical difficulties. I am going to probably come back and do a second one. If you're willing to come in with me, we're going to do a second one and you'll be able to join me here live again for the Saturday set down at 11 a.m. We'll be back here on Tuesday also for the 2-minute talk. And we'll be back here on Wednesday for Wednesday Wildman. Thanks for joining me here on the Thursday Thought. I am Marion Full. Remember, to mind your money is to mind your mind. Go in and begin to mind the thoughts, the processes, the ideas, the communication. Join me for the mentorship program. 8 weeks, $997. Those of you that jump on today, you pay $97. And then we have you on a payment plan to make the balance. If you pay in full, you're only going to pay $897. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining me here for the Thursday Thought. We will talk to you again real soon. Thanks for joining.